Hello, this is Keeping Families Safe and Healthy, a guide to your new home, Part 2. Just to recap, Part 1 was about how to keep your home healthy, clean, and safe. We covered techniques for cleaning and key tips on things to do and not to do. In this video, we will talk about things that renters need to do before renting a home, preventing problems such as pests like bed bugs, cockroaches, mice, mold, lead, water damage, and the importance of safety and security. The purpose of this video is to build good relationships between tenants and landlords by understanding their rights and responsibilities so they can live in their home safely and securely. We hope this book serves as a resource and a checklist for what needs to be done and what needs to be avoided to maintain a safe and clean home. Let's start with renting a home. When you decide to rent a house, first you will need to sign the rental agreement. This is more commonly called a lease and is a contract between you and the person who owns and takes care of your building or apartment. This person is known as the landlord. The lease or rental agreement tells you when you are allowed to move in, when you must move out, and the rules for living in the apartment. You should read your lease before you sign it and make sure that you understand everything. If you do not understand something in the lease, ask a friend or interpreter to read it with you. You should not be able to move into an apartment without signing the lease. Make sure to get a copy of the signed lease and keep it somewhere safe in case you need it later when an issue with your landlord comes up. It is also a good idea to scan the document and save a digital copy, or take pictures of each page. Ask your landlord about moving out before the lease ends and how much notice you need to give to avoid losing your security deposit. Remember, different landlords have different rules for this, and if you do not follow their rules, you will not get your security deposit back. Again, ask the landlord if they provide a stove and refrigerator and make sure that they will replace it for you if it's broken. The same applies to other appliances, such as a washer and dryer. Make sure to ask if the landlord will fix those for you. If you pay your monthly rent on time, the landlord cannot evict you. They can only evict you by ending your lease, and they have to follow the rules for ending the lease that are in the document. At the same time that you sign the lease, you might have to pay a security deposit. The law says a security deposit may only be up to the same amount of money as 1 month's rent. For example, if your rent is $500 and your deposit is $500, then you will need to pay the landlord $1,000 before you are allowed to move into your apartment. Again, if you follow all of the rules on the lease, the landlord is required to give you back your security deposit when you move out. If the apartment is damaged or you do not follow the rules, then some or all of the deposit will not be given back to you. It is very important you complete your move-in checklist before you move in, or within 1 week. If, for some reason, the landlord did not get a chance to complete the move-in checklist, you should do the checklist on your own and send a copy to the landlord. It is very important because a move-in checklist describes the condition of the apartment when you moved in and what the landlord expects you to do as long as you are living there. For example, it might state that there are cracked tiles in the bathroom or a broken fan in the kitchen, missing window screens, a window that does not open, mouse holes on the floor, or mold in the house. This will help you show that these issues existed before you moved in, and you shouldn't be charged for them. Ask for information about when and where you should put your garbage or recycling. Remember, the landlord will charge you money if you damage things or do not follow the rules, so it is important that you go over the move-in checklist carefully. If you don't understand, or you need help, you can ask your friends or the landlord to provide an interpreter. Lastly, Ask the landlord if there were cockroaches, mice, or bed bugs in the past. If yes, ask the landlord to exterminate before you move in, or ask when was the last time they exterminated. Tips: the landlord must give you their contact information. Do not lose this, and ask who to call if something breaks or does not work. Having a good relationship and communicating with the landlord is very important. Some houses have cockroaches, mice, rats, and bed bugs. Sometimes they may come from our neighbors, or they might come from the furniture that we bring in. Here are some tips to prevent these pests from causing issues in your home. Cockroaches love to hide inside cupboards, the back of refrigerators, and unpacked dry food. They also like to drink water. Mice and rats look for garbage and holes to hide in. As you know, these animals can bring many diseases into the house. When you move into a house, make sure you check that there are no holes for mice, and if so, the landlord must fix this immediately. So the best ways to avoid mice and insects are: wrap up your garbage and put it in the outside garbage bin. Clean up spills right away. Clean the sink, stove, and countertops every night before going to bed. Keep the sink dry. Make sure all food is wrapped and properly stored. Keep cabinet shelves free of crumbs and food. Do not bring food into the living room or bedrooms. Never leave dirty dishes in the sink. Wash them as soon as possible. If you have done all of those things and still have cockroaches, call your landlord to do a professional extermination to get rid of them. Avoid using chemical sprays to try to kill bugs on your own. These can be very dangerous. Instead, talk to your landlord to get a professional exterminator. Bed bugs don't bring disease like mice, but they can harm your family's health in the long term. Also, bed bugs are very fast growing and difficult to get rid of. Bed bugs live in the folds of fabric, edges of walls, in carpets, and bedding. Here are some tips. Use mattress covers. Place plastic bowls of soapy water under the legs of your furniture to catch bed bugs. This will prevent it from getting into the fabric. Vacuum your carpets, mattress, and furniture frequently. Wash your sheets with hot water and dry with high heat. Things not to do. Do not leave your clothes or laundry on the floor. Do not ignore bed bugs. They will not go away unless you get rid of them. Important: never bring furniture that you find on the street into your home because they are often full of bugs and rodents that can make you and your family sick. Mold. Mold is black or light green in color and can be seen under sinks, around bathtubs, and even on your floors or walls. It is especially common in the basement. Mold grows in areas that get wet. The mold can grow if there is lots of moisture in the house. For example, in winter, if you boil water a lot, that can produce moisture. If you see lots of condensation on the window glass, it means there is probably enough moisture in the room to build mold. You can buy a dehumidifier to reduce the moisture in the house. Mold can be very dangerous, and it can cause breathing problems like asthma. As we mentioned in the previous video, it is very important to check if there are any water leaks in the house that are making moisture. If yes, let your landlord know immediately, even if there is just a wet spot under the sink. If there is a little mold, you can clean it up with hot soapy water and a rag, but make sure you wear a mask and gloves. If there is a lot of mold, let your landlord know, and the landlord will work with a specialist to get rid of the mold. Here are a couple of things to do to prevent mold. Check under the sinks, around windows, and in the bathroom, and make sure these areas stay dry and clean. Open a window or use the fan when taking a shower to prevent moisture buildup. Things not to do. Do not leave damp things under the kitchen or bathroom sinks because they can cause mold to grow. Never wipe mold with your hand. Wear a mask and gloves. Water damage. Faucets and pipes can start to leak for many reasons, and that can cause expensive damage to your home even if the water leak is tiny. For example, If the bathroom floor stays wet often, over time, that can slowly damage the floor. Therefore, do not splash water on the floor, even if you try to clean up immediately. Things to do. Always keep the bathroom floor dry. Always use a mop and bucket to clean the floors. If you see puddles under your sink, stop using the water and tell your landlord. Not to do. Do not use too much water when you are cleaning the floors. It's easy for water to leak through the floor and can cause damage. Most floors are not waterproof. Pipes are not very strong. Do not hang things on pipes in the basement because they can cause damage to the pipes that will cause leaks. This type of damage will cost a lot of money to fix. Lead poisoning. Some paint in older homes might contain lead, which is dangerous. If you see paint flakes or dust, vacuum them up immediately and put them in the garbage. Wipe the area down with a damp cloth. Remember to wear a mask before you clean the paint flakes. Never let children touch areas with paint flakes or put them in their mouth. Things to do. Watch for small pieces of old paint or dust and clean this up if you see any on painted window frames or doors. You cannot see tiny pieces of lead in paint dust, so clean all the floors and painted window frames with soapy water, then rinse the surfaces. Ask the City of Rochester to check the paint for lead by calling 585-428-6520. Tell your caseworker or doctor if you think your house might have lead. Things not to do. Do not scrape or chip old paint off the walls or trim. Do not let children touch paint chips. Never put paint chips in your mouth. Garbage and yard maintenance. It is also important to keep the outside of your home safe and clean. Keep walkways clear so that it is easy to get in and out of your home. Garbage should be kept closed in containers to keep animals from making a mess. It is your responsibility to shovel the walks in the winter and clean up branches, trash, or anything else that is in your yard. It is important to help keep your neighborhood beautiful and your neighbors happy. Take pride in the outside appearance of your home, even if you don't own it. The landlord will be responsible to cut grass or trees if needed. Things to do. Shovel your walk in the winter. Pick up trash and debris in your yard and by the street to keep your neighborhood looking beautiful. Place all garbage and recyclables in the correct bin. Ask your landlord which days are garbage days so you know when to put your bins out. Bring your garbage and recycling bins back to your house after the garbage trucks empty them. Things not to do. Never put your garbage in your neighbor's bin or yard. Do not pile things inside. It can be a fire hazard and makes it hard for people to get in and out of the house. Never burn garbage or other items in your yard. In some neighborhoods, it is illegal to burn things in the yard. Smoke alarms alert you to smoke and fire in your apartment and will keep you and your family safe. Removing smoke alarms or batteries is a violation of the law. Things to do. Make sure your smoke alarm is working. Batteries need to be changed twice a year. Smoke alarms will beep to help you know when the batteries need to be replaced. If the smoke alarm goes off, get everyone out of the apartment and call 911. Things not to do. Never turn off your smoke alarm. Never take out the smoke alarm's batteries and use them for something else. Never remove or throw away a smoke alarm. Never hide in the closet or under a bed if there is a fire. Get everyone outside and call 911. Temperature control. During wintertime, you need to turn on the thermostat to regulate the heat in your home. Warm air will come out of the vents or metal grates that are located on the wall or floor. If your metal grates are located on the floor, make sure you clean them. You lift it up and wipe it out with a wet towel. If not, when the heat comes, it will blow the dust all over the house, and the dust can not only make the house dirty, but can also cause sneezing and can make asthma worse. If your home is still not warm enough with the thermostat turned up, your furnace may have a problem. Call your landlord. Things to do. Learn how to use your thermostat to control the temperature in your apartment. Keep windows closed, including the outer storm windows that cover the screen. Dress for the weather. Wear warm clothes and keep the heat turned down to save money. Keep the area around the vent clear and clean. Things not to do. Never use the stove to warm the house. Do not place furniture in front of the heater vents because it will block the heat going into the room. Remember, RG&E bills will be high if you don't control your thermostat properly. Carbon monoxide and natural gas. Carbon monoxide gas is caused by gas leaks or other dangerous fumes. Your apartment should have a carbon monoxide alarm to warn you if there is a gas leak. Gas leaks can make you very sick and might cause a fire or explosion. Things to do. Be sure to install a carbon monoxide detector. They may be installed on the wall or plugged into an outlet. Make sure your stove is turned off when not in use. If there is a strong smell of gas, take your phone, get out of the house first, and then call 911. Keep the area around your furnace clean and clear of boxes so that someone can read the information posted outside of the furnace. Things not to do. Do not ignore gas smells. Do not leave your gas stove on to heat the house. Do not tamper with your furnace. If it is broken, call your landlord and let a professional fix it. Smoking. Smoking is not good for you or your family, and most landlords do not allow smoking inside the house. Therefore, if you must smoke, only smoke outside. Make sure that your cigarettes are completely cool before throwing them in the garbage, or they can start a fire. Make sure to dispose of all cigarette butts properly. Do not litter. Things not to do. Do not smoke when children are around. Do not try to hide your smoking by going to the attic or basement. Do not smoke in bed or any place where you might fall asleep. Fire extinguishers can be used to put out small fires. Your landlord will give you a fire extinguisher to keep in your apartment. You should use a fire extinguisher for small fires. For large fires, get out and call 911. If you don't know how it works, you can ask your caseworker or your landlord. They will be more than happy to help you, or they might tell you who can show you how to use them. When using a fire extinguisher, spray at the base of the flames. If there is a small fire in a pot on the stove, cover the pot with the lid. Keep the fire extinguisher in a safe spot where you can find it fast. Call 911 if the fire gets out of control. Things not to do. Never throw water on a grease fire. Never get in an elevator to get away from a fire. Use the stairs. If a gas stove burner does not light up, turn it off and let your landlord know that your stove is not working. Never try to hide in your apartment during a fire. Get out and call 911. Chemicals and cleaning materials. Cleaning products will help keep your home clean and healthy when used properly. When used in the wrong way, they can cause damage to your home and may even make you very sick. If there are small children in your home, keep cleaning products in a place so that they cannot reach them, and use a child lock on the cabinet where they are kept. Things to do. Store all cleaning products in a safe place where children cannot get them, and install a child lock. Try a small amount of the cleaning product first to make sure it doesn't cause damage to the surface. Follow the instructions on the label. Only buy cleaning products that are safe for your home. These days, many people use bleach for cleaning. However, bleach can be very dangerous, so it is very important to follow the right directions. When you use bleach, you must add water to bleach before using it to clean. Make sure you wear a mask and gloves when using bleach. Open a window or fan when you are using bleach. Never smell bleach. Do not use bleach if there are children around. Never mix bleach with other cleaning products. Remember, nobody knows everything. Always ask and tell people the problems if you don't know what to do. Your landlord is your partner and can be helpful in fixing issues in your apartment. They are actually required to fix major problems for you. Call your landlord if there is water in the basement, a broken stove, refrigerator, microwave, or furnace, broken windows or screens, ceiling leaks, when the toilet overflows or sink or bathtub is clogged. Call Emergency 911 for fire, gas leaks, shooting, choking, bleeding, break-in or criminal activity, fighting, and medical emergencies. A few more things. Check your mail and email every day. Pay your bills on time. Clean your home every day. Save some money for emergencies. Ask for help. Get to know your neighbors. And always remember, we are happy you are here.